Conor, very close now to one of, if not the biggest non-title fights this country's ever seen. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, great. Excited. Yeah, definitely excited, man.
Been a fiery, interesting build-up. We've had the egg. We've had the incident with him mentioning your dad's name. Has he got under your skin at all?
No, I wouldn't say so. No, I mean, it's all part of the game. I think when you sit down and you go, it's part of the game. And if I was him, would I do that? Probably not. But, you know, he is what he is. And he's sold the fight. Well done, Chris.
Has it played out how you imagined it would have?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. But there's levels that I won't stoop to. It can get too personal. You know, he's on with his dad. You know, I pray they sort that out.
What's it mean to you, this fight? You know, when you put it all in the hat, everything, the rivalry, the names, the venue, just everything. What's the overriding feeling that comes to mind?
Meant to be. It's the only way I can sort of describe it. You know, from when you look at the stages we were at when we first turned pro to now, you'd think back then it was like just such a fantasy fight. You know, like a fight that would never happen, but it would have been cool. To then it materialising, then having our own drama, our own story. It's, you sit there and you go, it's meant to be.
And when did it become realistic? You said it there, it was a fantasy fight. It was a fantasy fight for all of us, all the fans, I guess even yourself. But at what point in your life or in your career did you think, this might happen?
Never.
No?
I never thought this fight would happen. I really even thought about it. But funny enough, the fight only happened because there was 5 fights that couldn't materialise. I think it was Jose Ramirez, Kell Brook or Amir Khan. There were a couple other names mentioned that we wanted these fights to be made. And the fights wouldn't materialise. We've then gone, all right then, well, give us Eubank. As just throwing it out there, like, well, give us Eubank then. And it grew legs very quickly. And before you know it, the fight was signed.
Did you back then, did you understand or know the importance of how great
No.
the rivalry was?
I think it still sort of sits with me now. I still sort of have to like remember, like I watched a documentary that's just come out about my dad and that era. And you sit there and you go, wow, it was massive. You know, for 30 years on, for it to still be so people still remembering that fight. My dad's career is that fight.
Over 2.5 years since the fight was first announced, it was first going to happen. Who do you think that time favours?
I don't really look at it like that, to be honest. I mean, obviously we know what I've been through over the past 2.5 years, which was challenging. You know, I fought once a year since, you know, so for me, the inactivity's not done me great, but ultimately I've stayed in the gym, I've stayed learning, I've stayed working. I mean, he's been knocked out since. He's then won a revenge of that loss since. You know, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
Mentally, when you look back to then to now, you must be a completely different person.
It's night and day. I look at myself in the mirror now and I go, sort of like, go on, kid.
Yeah.
Go on, kid.
Proud.
Like, yeah. Like, I give myself a pat on the back. Turning up to the gym, you know, crying while driving to the gym. Didn't want to train. Crying at the gym. Just get to the gym. Just get to the gym, you'll be all right. Just get in it. You know, shadow boxing, just having to like walk away mid-round just because I just struggled. But me going through that has made training now so much sweeter. You know, like now it's like, proud of me. Proud of you turning up at the gym, staying in shape, not blowing up in weight, not losing before I lost my head, but, you know, staying on job, learning, working, trying to sort of in my head go, let's get this time back. I'm never getting this time back. I mean, never getting it back. Work, learn, use it. But in the same breath, I hated boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was really challenging and conflicting for me at the time. But it was like, I feel strong, I feel resilient, I feel like a better person, I feel like a new man.
Is that because it's Chris Eubank Jr., or regardless, would you have the same mindset?
Oh no, I'm like this all the time.
Yeah.
I prepare diligently hard. I work so hard. I always have. I'm always trying to make training as hard for me as I possibly can. You know, when I'm sparring fresh sparring partners, I want to know that I've run 10K in the morning. You know, I want to know that, you know, I put in the graft. Like, make it hard for yourself. It's easy to get out of bed and run at 10 a.m. and spar at 4 p.m. You know, it's easy to do that.
What's your opinion on Chris Eubank Jr. as a fighter?
I mean, I'll let you know Saturday.
But right now, looking back at his career,
I feel like the way he's gone about his career is he's made a lot of money, and I'm happy for him.
yeah, might be an easier question then. What's your opinion on him as a person?
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's just weird, isn't he? I know you're thinking it as well, though.
What do you make of him? Do you think he really believes it when he says he's better than you in every department?
Yeah, of course. I don't really care, because he can think the sky's green, you know, and he can think the moon's blue. He's entitled to think what he wants. He is a strange geezer. I don't know what he thinks.
Is it hard to keep the negative thoughts out? It's a big fight, there's pressure.
Right, there's definitely pressure. But do you want me to tell you about scrawny, skinny kid who come to England from Australia at the age of 19, standing in front of 20,000 at the O2 Arena being Nigel Benn's son, but just about knowing who my dad is? Do you want to know what pressure is?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pressure.
How does this fight, though, differ? Where, again, you're representing that famous fighting name of yours, but now against that famous fighting name's bitter rival.
This is just another fight. In saying that, I get the magnitude of the fight, but I look at him and I go, I'll just do what I do to you like I've done to everybody else. You know, I give you a beating for 12 and knock you out early. Like, I can do it all. I'll box you, I'll beat you, I'll knock you out, I'll beat you. It's like, however it comes.
Give us 3 reasons why you beat Eubank Jr. fight night.
Smart, ambition, and skill.
Final prediction.
Final prediction is, I believe I'll knock Eubank Jr. out.
Conor, thank you, mate.
Pleasure.
Top man.